Vince, I'm here to inform you that you are hereby relieved of your duties. Ha! Duties. I'm Charmington with the retro review of WWE Raw for July 18, 2011. It's the fallout from Money in the Bank 2011, which was quite memorable because CM Punk won the WWE Championship, stopped Del Rio from cashing in, and walked out of the company. So Vince McMahon and Laurinaitis are pissed. And how are they going to solve this? How are they going to solve this problem? Well, Vince McMahon is in the ring, and we hear CM Punk chants, and he says, "You will never hear me say that name again." He says, "You're chanting the name of an egotistical turd." This guy walked out. No one man is bigger than WWE. I will prove that tonight. But that's why tonight we're going to crown a new WWE champion. It's an 8-man single elimination tournament. Ray versus Ziggler, Swagger versus Truth, Kofi versus Del Rio, Riley versus Miz. And Cena's not an attorney because he let me down, and he's going to address the whole Cena situation and maybe make a new John Cena with blackjack and hookers. And then says tonight will be a night that you will always remember. I want to take a moment to apologize for not having this review up on the day that the show happened. I've been very busy, so some of these retro reviews will be as close to the day as possible, out a day early, maybe a couple days late, and I will do what I can. So I just wanted to apologize there. Back to the review. Miz versus Alex Riley, first round match. Former partners explode, and the match was fine. They really gave up on Alex Riley awfully quickly, whether that was Cena's fault or whether maybe they just decided after this that Riley wasn't worth investing in. I don't know. I think he suffered an injury, if I recall correctly, and was actually out for a bit until sometime in 2012. Maybe I'm getting my timeline messed up. He does a nice cloverleaf. Miz gets to the ropes and eventually hits a skull-crushing finale 1, 2, 3. And Cole, because it's heel Cole, orgasms in his shorts, even though he's wearing pants. They were shorts because it eroded all the stuff away because, man, he should have visited the goddamn clinic. And let's move on. Video package on Morrison, who would only be with the company a few more months and then would go to the Indies and Impact, which at that point might as well have been the goddamn Indies. And I actually got to meet him at an indie show about 3 years ago, actually. And now he's back with his dripstick hanging out, and he's the most wanted superstar in all of WWE. I hope he's getting really good money because that's really not good. But back to this. Truth versus Swagger. Seriously? I mean, Truth may just be doing comedy stuff now, but he is still more interesting than Proud Boy Swagger, Proud Boy Hager ever was and ever will be. So Cole mentions the show suffered a fractured fibula at Money in the Bank, just a way to write him off. And the crowd didn't give a fuck, and there was an ankle lock attempt. And then the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise roll-up 1, 2, 3. Truth gets the victory. And then Del Rio gets some golden showers. He talks about me, Mr. Money in the Bank. And WWE needs a new leader. One who's draped in gold. And it will be him. It will not be John Cena because he let the company down. And then Del Rio versus Kofi in a first-round match. Ricardo's back, by the way. And says Alberto Del Rio about 50 million times. But he did add a lot to his character. Not bad. The crowd was behind Kofi at least, and we get the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise roll-ups. Some things never change in 10 years. Kofi advances. SummerSlam recall with clips from SummerSlam 92 where Brett basically had to lead Bulldog by the goddamn, well, nose pretty much. I mean, he was a Bulldog, so he could have said he put a collar on him, but, oh, gross, the family relation. Not that that stops some people in some circles, but anyway, Bulldog was not in the right frame of mind, and Brett got him through, and it was a tremendous fucking match. How that match came off, knowing the backstory, I have no idea. But it's one of my favorite matches of all time, at least in WWE. So, Kofi promo. Last night I came up short, but today is a new day. Yes, it is. No, that's still about 3.5 years away. Well, next New Day formed in November 2014 on Black Friday. Yeah. All right. See what you did there. So anyway, Ray versus Ziggler. First round match. Best of the first round matches. They always work well together. Ziggler countered the 619, hit a weird slam, almost got to 3, and then eventually fell after another 619 and the top rope splash 1, 2, 3. Not bad. This one's worth checking out. And then we get Kelly, Gail Kim, AJ Lee, Eve Torres, Beth Phoenix, Natty, and Caitlyn versus the Bellas, Melina, Rosa Mendez, Alicia Fox, Tamina, and Maurice. The entrances were in clumps. They came out to one particular wrestler's theme. Commentary during this mentions how Joey Styles says that somebody needs to salvage Cena and Rock so he doesn't have to sit through Lawler and Cole again at Mania. And they were all upset about that. They should have been upset that they participated in such an abomination of a match, an abomination of a feud, and that thing was so fucking embarrassing. My fucking God. So, the match literally starts. All the women start attacking each other, go to the outside. Beth hits a glam slam on Rosa Mendez in like a minute. It was a minute long for a 14-woman tag. However I feel about these women, that's fucking ridiculous. Really, really fucking ridiculous. So fucking goddamn stupid. What was it? Why? Why did they do that? I don't fucking understand it at all. So we get Kofi versus Miz, and it's a semifinal match, and, well, it was alright. It wasn't bad. They would have better matches later. Close near falls. Kofi got sent into the post. Skull crushing finale 1, 2, 3, and Cole explodes again. So then Truth says that he deserves to be WWE champion. Talks about conspiracies, CEO and conspiracies. You know what that pigeon said to me? Nothing, because pigeons can't talk. Heel Truth was something else. Andy Levine video package, talking about the roots of his southern rage, his old neighborhood, all the drug usage, and man, he was gone from WWE 8 months after this. 8 months after this, wrestled a little bit, I guess, in Puerto Rico. I don't know why he didn't work out in WWE. I mean, I'm not saying he would have been my ideal choice, but Tough Enough has always been a bit weird with some of the winners not working out, yet more of the runners-up working out. But it is what, I mean, Morrison worked out pretty goddamn well, and a few others did. So, yeah, we then get Ray versus Truth, semifinal match, Over the Limit 2011 flashback. And this was better than their Over the Limit 2011 match. It was decent. Truth was a great heel. Ray dives outside. We go to a break. We go back to rest holds. Oh, yay. Ray would then eventually hit the 619 and the splash 1, 2, 3. Right on to the finals. No, Vince comes out with 20 minutes left. 20 minutes. 20 minutes. They could have cut this closing segment by, 10 minutes, and it would have been just as fine. So he's got to address the whole thing with Cena. Ray, don't be selfish. Crowd boos heavily. Man, I can make a new John Cena. I can make 10 John Cenas with blackjack and hookers. And then CM Punk chants, and he says, I thank John for his contributions to WWE, but I have to do what's right. Well, thank you, Vince. Oh, you meant Cena. And then he says, sometimes I have to make decisions for the long term, and you guys don't see it. And you guys just, you don't have the vision that I do or whatever. I'm not saying, he's basically saying I'm not saying all my decisions are right, but that we don't see the long-term solution or the long-term plan. To be fair, Vince isn't entirely wrong, and I am as much of a guilty party and as much of a problem with, or as much of a contributing factor to that as anyone else. So, let's get to it. Cena appears and says he won't knock the company or Vince, that he wasn't going to go through the same thing as Shawn Michaels did, where he had to carry the burden of he screwed Brett, even though it was Vince that screwed Brett, and he wasn't going to do that thing to Punk. And he says, Punk, if you're out there, that was a hell of a match. Thank you so much. You can make 1 of me, make 10 of me. I don't care. You got 8 months to find somebody to face Dwayne, and I know that you will, because you will wave your hands, you'll use your magic. I love the WWE. I truly believe I belong here. But if you want me to walk, I'll walk right into someone else's company, brother, because it's back when Hogan was an authority figure on Impact. Do you imagine if they actually had Cena appear on Impact to advance the storyline even for a week or two? That would have been something goddamn wild. It wouldn't have happened, but it would have been what it was. And I won't kiss your ass. And he's about to fire him. Cena's about to get fired. And then Triple H appears and basically says that Vince, he tried to get here as quick as he could. He was in a board meeting. They're worried about you. They gave a vote of no confidence. I'm here to tell you, you're not going to fire John Cena. And Cena's celebrating everything. You are hereby relieved of your duties. And I promise you that unlike that intro, I laughed only a little bit at the word duties, except I totally laughed at it because I'm a very immature individual. And Vince left crying. The crowd's chanting, thank you, Vince. Can you imagine if this was a harbinger of things to come? Like, Triple H running the company. Even though with some of the stuff he's done in NXT, I don't know if he would necessarily be the best person. But, yeah, they tried to make the storyline play out. And the Summer of Punk was really messy. And I may retro-review a couple more of these. But I'm doing a lot of retro reviews, guys. So you may just get the occasional ones. This was kind of memorable, though, with some decent matches. And, yeah, they pushed the Ray-Miz match until the following Raw, where Ray won and then was champion for 90 minutes, and then John Cena beat him because John Cena's the best face in the world. Anyway, agree, disagree with what I said. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.